Now, I recently got numerous calls from people telling me that they want to understand how to raise local chickens. And I said, worry not, your answer is already here. And I'm answering those questions by the help of a technical person from Zoe Farms. Like I told you, for those of you who've been watching this series, I did visit Eastern Uganda, and there's an enterprising farm called Zoe Farms and Fisheries. Look them up on their YouTube channel. They are doing amazing works. If they've not done, then they are yet to do it. But be rest assured that they are going to do so. Go there and subscribe. My name is Dennis Dukonyala. If you're new here, please ensure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Support me at Sungura House by eating some food right there. So you can call us on those numbers and we shall be more than glad to serve you. So why not? Let's go into the discussion today, how to commercially raise local chickens. Now, local chickens for a very long time have been regarded as a backyard thing, like somebody just raising 2 or 3 chickens. But we want to see, is it possible? Is it even a viable business for somebody to grow it commercially? So stick around, see you in a bit. So like I told you, we are still here at Zoe Farms and Fisheries, and we've got the man himself. I keep forgetting your name.
I'm called Awale Christopher Amato.
Awale Christopher Amato. The man,
very good.
The man in charge of local chickens. Why local chickens? I mean, I could have chosen any other type of chickens.
Very good question. Let me tell you, nobody should deceive you. Whenever you try to dream about rearing chicken, dream local. Okay. There's numerous reasons behind that. If I go deeper, you will get to understand that the only way to go is local.
Okay, perfect. So somebody out there is wondering, how do we start local chicken raising or rearing?
It is very simple. It depends on the way you dream. You can dream to have it in large quantities. You can also dream to start little. Depends on the amount of your pocket. Some people, they are income earners. I think you understand by income earners. Those who have money already, they can start as big. But there are those who are also dreaming to start poultry farming, yet they don't have any single coin in their pockets. So the only way to go is, if you want to do it in large quantities, you must first dream of having a capital. A capital like 5 million can start for you, though it will not be enough to start in large quantities, but
you can start something reasonable.
Exactly. That one can manage to raise at least 5 million can raise them. But it depends. If you are there relying on the market, the most hard part of local hens is the feeding. But if you know how to make your own feeds, there you are done.
I thought local chickens eat anything that is thrown at them. I mean, I can just leave them to loiter around and that's it.
That is analog.
Okay.
It is past. People traditionally, they used to do that, but it is not a good way to go. You will find if you leave the chicken to just move around, yes, fine, they can look for their own food. They can get microorganisms from down, they can get grass, they can get anything they can eat. But it is not a good way to go. You will not know how much have they eaten in a day, and you will not know how actually the kind of food they have eaten, because in feeding you have to aim at the feeding you are giving to the chicks has to be a complete feed whereby all the nutrients are there. Then if you leave them to move, you will find that they will look around, they will fail to get protein food, they will only eat grass. How are they going to grow? Very hard. You will find the chicks are just retarded. Leave alone that. How about the issues of predators? If you have 100, you will survive with 20. The rest will be eaten by the predators, which is not a good way. That is not the way to go. To me, I chose local chicks, and the way I'm doing them is not just in free range. No, I don't do that.
So yours are in an isolated area?
Very well.
Okay.
As you can see, if we could move around here, I was going to take you, but it is also not a good practice to take a visitor to where you have put your chicks. Otherwise, poultry is the most delicate enterprise, whereby you cannot joke. This is of saying, I wish is not there. You need to be keen enough of who is entering and where does that person come from, what has the person eaten in the last 3 days. You need to calculate all those. If not, the person may come, you look at the person will look healthy, but the person is a disease carrier. So if you don't aim at that, lastly you will find that in a day the disease will sweep every chick in your poultry unit, which is not the good way to go.
Okay. Yeah. So let's start from the construction of a chicken house. I've looked at your chicken house, not fancy, just basic, I mean, building here and there, iron sheets and all that. How big, in terms of number, should somebody build a structure? Does the structure limit the number of chickens I'm going to have?
Very well. The size of the house you have is the determinant of the number of chicks you are going to put in that particular house. Reason being is that they are highly successful, susceptible to stress and other things. Like you may find if the room is very small, the chicken are overcrowded, you will find that even other diseases will come apart from stress and cannibalism. Those ones will first occur, then you will find the disease will now come in a drop of let me say, just a single organism like this will finish the rest, because the spacing is not there. They are breathing the same oxygen. So it is not the way. You need to make sure that the house is large enough. Assuming you have 10 meters by 5, you don't need to put it too many. They only put 100. 10 by 5, put 100. There they will have enough space. They'll have space to play around. They'll have enough space to get access to the feeds, and it will accommodate enough feeders and drinkers. So if the house is very small, you don't need to pack them. Otherwise, you will cause for yourself problems. You are there shaking your pocket, which is not a good way to go. Yeah. So in simple terms, the size of the house is the determinant of the number of chicken you are going to put in that particular house.
So let's actualize this. How big should the structure for 500 chickens be?
Very good question. It should be 25 meters by...
Meters or feet?
You can use meters, it is fine. You know me, I didn't do building, but I can guess. 25 meters by 20. That one will be large enough to accommodate 500. So if you are if the house is less than that, you will find that chicken, whenever they start growing, the more they grow, the bigger they become. So the smaller the space.
Do you have a hatchery at your farm, or you?
Right now, I don't have a hatchery. What I always do is I collect my eggs, I take them to the hatchery. It is there in Kampala. What always breaks my rib is that the cost of transport. Here, right now, I don't have a hatchery, but I take them for hatchery. After them hatching, 1 day old, I just go and bring them back. I brood them from here. Yeah, I raise them.
One of the reasons as to why I have not gone into chicken farming, most especially the locals, is the breeding or the brooding session. How do you handle the brooding session to ensure that you don't lose chicks?
Brooding section is very simple. Once you are making a brooder should be round, not with the edges. Don't create angles when you are making a brooder house. You can use just you can use plywood.
Plywood.
Something that can curve to make a circle. You can use that. Then after making that, you need to make sure that there is a reasonable before you put a litter, you need to make sure that you disinfect that place very well. Thorough disinfection. If I mean thorough disinfection, you can use the other disinfectants. You can use this one of broad spectrum, that is ViruClean. You can also use lime. Lime is the best disinfectant. You smear there, you leave like for 1 week, then you come and you spray ViruClean. It will kill all the bacteria and viruses there. Then you have to bring in a liter. So you apply, the thickness of the liter should be something like 10 to 15 centimeters. Something of this size. Such that when the chicks try to scratch, they won't be able to reach to
the bottom.
To the bottom. Because the bottom, of course, if you have ever put the chicks in that particular place, the bottom is not safe. So you have to make sure that you avoid them from reaching the bottom.
Okay.
Then after that, you need now to think of heat. The first key thing is heating. You have to think of heating. If the heat is too low, they will die of what? Coldness. They will start to shiver. Once they are shivering, they won't eat. They will not eat at all. So once the heating, and the heat should not be too much. It should be ranging from 32 degrees Celsius to 37 there. Above that is dangerous. Then after putting the heat, you set the number of heaters to depend on the size of the brooder you have and the number of chicks you have there. Then after doing that, to control the temperature in the brooder house, you need to have a thermometer to read whether the heat is too high or too low, so that you can be able to make it to the standard. So once you do that, the remaining part is just feeding and giving them water.
Okay.
That is all.
Is there a particular feed you give the young ones?
Yes.
Or it's the same food you give?
No. These ones we start with the proper starter. Then there are other kinds of feeds you can give to the chicks, but here normally I use proper starter for the start. Then I keep on changing them depending on the size. Once they reach 2 weeks, I give them complete feed, the one I make by myself. Yeah, here I make feeds.
Okay.
I don't buy, I just go and buy the ingredients within the locality. What I go for is only the concentrate and the farm salt. Here you cannot get. It has very good. I could buy a kilo of complete feed at 2,500. Then a bag could take me something like 250,000 to 300. By now, I have reduced it up to 150,000. What is more expensive is only the concentrate. Farm salt is very cheap. You can get just around here. So you can see that range from 250 to 300 back to 150,000. So this time around, I don't suffer. So that is the only way to go. Mixing it is very simple. Very simple. You need to have your maize bran. Then you need to have your maize broken. Then farm salt and concentrates. There you have given complete feed. Unless maybe you are aiming at, if you are only aiming at fattening, so you have to include ingredients like meat booster. Depending on what you are, actually of what age and at what stage. So there you will reduce on the cost of purchasing things. So it is so wonderful. If you want it, just try it. You will be saved. Your money will be intact in your pocket. There is no way of panicking. about how, this is of wonder, where am I going to get the feeds? The other time I went there, I didn't get, this time around, my chicks are hungry. No, just make sure that you make your own feeds.
Okay.
That is it.
Considering local chickens to exotics, we know they are vaccinated in intervals. Is it the same thing with locals?
Yeah, here local chicks, we also vaccinate them. We vaccinated them. We don't leave them. Okay. This is of saying so and so is a Muzungu, this one's a black African, though he's stronger than a Muzungu. He's also what? He can die. He's not a stone. Even a stone can be broken. So we also vaccinated them.
Okay, what are the routines? You start from day one. What age do you start the vaccination? And for what are you vaccinating meanwhile?
So here vaccinating entirely, we start from 1 week. When they are too young, their immune system is very weak, is weaker. So when they reach to 1 week, they gain some energy. In that, between 0 days to 1 week, what you do is you need just to be boosting their immunity by giving them glucovit. Then, and this one, sick formula. Sick formula can stop, is antibiotic, can stop them from getting other infections. Then after that, after when they clock to 1 week, you need to vaccinate them against Newcastle disease. Then after the 2nd week, you need to bring Gumboro, the vaccination for Gumboro.
Gumboro is a disease?
It's a disease. It's the 3rd dangerous disease in poultry section. Gumboro, Newcastle, then coccidiosis. Those ones are too terrible. Once they enter in the poultry unit like this, if you are not keen enough, you are finished. You will lose even all of them in 2 days. You will remain with nothing. So we do vaccinate them against Newcastle in the 1st week. The 2nd one, we give the dose for Gumboro. Then the 3rd week, the 4th week, we give the 2nd dose for Newcastle.
Newcastle again.
Then there, if you have given those ones, then the 5th week you need now to bring that one for coccidiosis. You will find that other diseases are minor, though they will come in, but they will not kill them to that extent of Gumboro killing and Newcastle and what. Yes, they kill, but it is moderate.
Okay. Yeah. Apart from the diseases, what other challenges have you had in local chicken rearing?
Local chicken rearing, in most cases, actually here I don't face more challenges because, as you have seen, the space is enclosed by with the fence. So once you fence your place like this, you have already reduced on the level of risks. First of all, like theft. Here a thief can't come and enter there. First of all, here is a gate. You lock here, then you also lock that one for the poultry. So for a thief to trespass all this, it is a very hard way to move. And we also have securities here. There's a security man who moves around here. So via theft, there's no case. Then I always try to face some challenges of diseases. Last time, infectious bronchitis tried to come in with the coccidiosis. But here I believe more in the local herbs. Here we mix our local herbs. We have aloe vera, we have neem leaves, pawpaw leaves, then pili-pili, that is hot pepper. Then we have this one, though it is not good, enjaga. It is specifically for our hens, that is opium. You blend them, then after blending, you just dilute it a little bit and you sieve it. Instead of giving them water, plain water, you remove all the plain waters, you give them, they take. In 2 days, you will become fine. You will find your chicks already, your hens already playing. Another thing is, it will now depend on the kind of disease you are facing. We have used the drugs here. Like antibiotics, we use them, like Keprosil, we use them. But don't wait for the diseases to come before you starting to think of treatment. Better prevention than cure. Here we prevent, we don't aim at curing. Curing is always risky, you may even end up failing. So via prevention, as I have mentioned, we give glucovit, that is a vitamin thing. Then we give antibiotics, that is chick formula when they are still young. Then when they grow big, we bring in Keprosil. It is also antibiotics. It prevents diseases like fall cholera, Newcastle coccidiosis. It prevents all those things. It is antibiotic, a stronger one. Then there was a day we were also almost attacked by Newcastle. We tried the local and oxyvitamin. We also fought the disease. The disease left. Though we lost some, just few. Let me say 5% we lost.
Do you substitute your feed sometimes with greens?
Very well.
Okay.
Actually, greens, greens, they are rich in vitamin. All these kinds of vitamins.
Sukuma,
even fruits, we give them. Fruits like watermelon. We give them. We have watermelon there, we have pumpkins there. We have all the greens like spinach, cabbage, carrots, what. We give them the leaves they eat. We give them. It is a very good. You'll find that they grow very well, healthy. All those greens, just don't panic. Make sure that they are not sprayed. Here, the good thing, we deal organic. To the people outside there, when you are aiming at giving greens, don't spray before. Once you spray, you are going to inflict on what? Problems to your your poultry unit. You may end up killing some, because these agrochemicals, they are dangerous, they are too toxic to animals' life. They are not for consumption. So when you are aiming at getting greens for the chicken, you have to make sure that you don't spray them and you wash them thoroughly. Then you cut. After chopping, you mix with the fish you give. They eat. They will even first eat the greens before they start eating the complete feed.
I've seen a lot of pull from the local chickens to the exotics. I mean, exotics are more sought after because they grow faster, blah, 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 and so forth and so on.
That is a big lie.
Are you sure?
Here, I deal with the local. I sell in 3 months. 3 months, I sell off. These ones you are seeing moving around, others have just clocked 3 months, but most of them have already sold. Here I am, this is business. I don't keep for prestige, I keep for money. After them reaching 3 months, I sell them off. So what determines that is the feeding intake. How you feed your whatever, how you feed your chicks, how you feed your chicken. Assuming you have the exotic ones, they are 1,000 and you are giving them only 10 kilograms of food, and which is not even complete food. So how do you expect them to grow faster than mine, yet I'm giving them complete feed? They eat in excess, they eat at night, during the day, they eat throughout. So how can you expect yours to do better than mine? It is impossible. Just what matters is treatment and feeding. They are the two things. Once you minimize those ones, let me say once you do perfect in those ones, definitely, even if it is pure local, your chicken will do wonders. 3 months you will be selling off. If you want to prove me wrong, come to Zoe Farms. I have here plenty of them. Grab yourself 1 or 2, go and taste. Very sweet.
Now, one of the other things that we've not probably talked about is that meat for local chickens is extremely delicious, and it's one of the best sought after meats for chicken on the market. The local chickens is what we're talking about. So we've been talking to Ewan Christopher, one of those managing the poultry section at Zoe Farms. Please, Zoe Farms is located in eastern Uganda, and that is Tororo to be precise. So please come around. They do trainings, they offer different advisory services and so forth and so on. The numbers to call are those ones on the screen, or you can reach out to me and I'll be more than glad to link you up with Zoe Farms found here in Tororo district. Ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't be much happier or glad to host him. At least we've gotten some insights. Anything you didn't understand, any questions, please leave them in the comment section. I'll be more often passing by Zoe Farms and interacting with them to see how best do we help farmers out there. But before I go, I remind you to go and support us at Sungura House Bukoto. Very beautiful meals right there. Don't forget to subscribe to Zoe Farms and Fisheries YouTube channel, but also don't forget to subscribe to my own YouTube channel. Give me money if you cannot subscribe. Until then, it's a goodbye from us.